How is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes, but charging almost $3,000 for?
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about something a lot of people are secretly struggling with. You can't afford rent, can't afford groceries, and now you can't even afford to work a job. Let's break this down because this is deeper than just being broke. This is systematic and emotional. Let's get into it. I'll put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my true sense.
How is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes, but charging almost $3,000 for one bedroom? And who in the hell are affording to move into these ridiculously high, overpriced, expensive apartments? The national average salary is like $55,000, something like that. I'm not the best at math, but 56,000 divided by 12 is like $4.6 thousand a month. That's like 75% of your check gone if you're paying $3,000 a month for an apartment. Not to mention you got food, you got electricity bill, got car payment, car insurance, gas. You like to go shopping, get new clothes. God forbid you need a haircut every 2 weeks or you got to get your hair done. And God forbid you have fucking kids' mouths to feed. That's even double. The average income earner cannot afford these overpriced ass apartments. So who the fuck are they building these apartment complexes for? And what makes it even more hilarious, every single fucking year, these greedy ass landlords continue to increase the rent. So pretty soon, if you haven't already, we're going to be seeing $4,000, $5,000 a month apartment complex prices. And my question is, why do they keep getting away with this? How, as we as a people have not gone up there with pitchforks, knives, and any type of weapon that we can find to put an end to this madness? We are literally allowing them to run our pockets fucking dry. What happened to America? We used to protest way back then. The minute taxes went over 2%. Now we are getting taxed damn near half, if not more than half our fucking money. Rent is out of control. Housing prices are out of control. Mortgage is out of control. Every single bill known to man is completely out of fucking control. And all we do is we go on TikTok, we bitch moan, we complain, and then the next day we get up, we go to work, and we pay that overpriced ass rent. Why, as we as a people have not done anything about this? Because we have not revolted. Us not revolting means that these landlords will continue to increase the rent every single year. Us not revolting means that these developers will continue to buy up a whole bunch of land, knock down these trees, and build overpriced ass apartment complex on top of apartment complex on top of apartment complex. Us not revolting will lead to housing prices continuing to skyrocket, mortgage rates continuing to skyrocket, and everything else known to man to live continuing to skyrocket. As much as this problem is corporate greed, another half of this problem is us not fucking revolting and taking a stand against these corrupt, greedy motherfuckers. We, as a people, have allowed them to get away with so much shit, they have become borderline unstoppable. And it's sad.
We cannot keep doing this. My husband and I got a notice yesterday that our mortgage payment is going up almost $200 between taxes and insurance. On top of that, my car insurance has gone up. My health insurance has gone up with less coverage. My health insurance now barely covers anything, but the premiums are higher. And daycare costs, insane. Daycare cost, I know colleges that are cheaper than daycare. My college degree costs the same as what I would pay for my daughter to go to daycare for 1 year. And I don't send her to a fancy daycare. That's insane to me. And then on top of everything, I used to be able to go grocery shopping, I kid you not, $100 every other week. I would make it stretch and we would go grocery shopping and I would spend maybe $400 a month on groceries. I probably cannot get out of the store for less than $120 a week now. And that is with me being frugal. I do not know what to do anymore because it's getting to the point where if things keep going up, I genuinely am not going to have money to pay the bills that I have, let alone to pay for food, to pay for clothing, to pay for necessities to get by, like just toiletries. This is just for household bills. I'm almost at the point where I don't know how people make it on one income alone, because my husband and I are both working.
I went to do my weekly grocery shopping, and tell me why a diet of rice and beans plus some grocery bags just cost me $80. $80. And I know what y'all are thinking. You must have impulse purchased something. You're right. I did. Brussels sprouts and hummus. How dare I? How dare I? And furthermore, my greatest sin was running out of butter. I should know better than to think little old me, deserve to have olive oil or butter. God forbid I want a fat or an oil involved in my food. Bread? Why was the cheapest loaf of bread $3? As someone who starts every single morning with toast, this is not sustainable. Because I can't go any cheaper than toast in the morning. What's cheaper than toast in the morning? There isn't anything. It was a trick question. Trash bags? I'm about to start throwing my trash into the lawn and burning it at any time there isn't a burn notice. I'm from the olden days, a bygone era where you could roll a cart down the grocery store, and if you filled it to the absolute brim, you would be lucky to break 100. This basket wasn't even all the way full. I wasn't even tilting, carrying it. No, very confidently. Weak me, just walking perfectly straight with my half-filled basket, thinking this can't break 50. There's no way. This isn't even a week worth of food. I start ringing it up. We hit 50 a quarter of the way through. $80. And for the rest of the week, I'm eating rice, beans, toast. I did get eggs, but in my defense, 30 for $10 in the year of 2025, that's a pretty damn good deal.
I have applied to so many jobs. It's so exhausting. Waking up every single morning and doing the same thing over and over and over again and not really getting anywhere, even though it's been this long. I know I'm qualified, but it makes me feel so less than. Like, I did everything that I was supposed to do. I went to college, I got my degree from a good school. It should not have to be this hard. Like, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. Like, I have tried everything. Even jobs that I'm so qualified for, I'm not even getting. I see these people who have literally a pea for a brain and they're making so much money and, you know, they don't do anything at work. I don't get it. The system sucks and it's not fair. It's fucking exhausting.
Isn't it wild that rent prices are so bad that genuinely where my brain goes is, oh, okay, but if I lock in a $2,400 one-bedroom apartment and I stay there for 30 years, in 30 years, when rent for a one-bedroom apartment is $35,000, all the young kids are gonna look at me and come to me on the street interviews and be like, how did you do it? How did you find a one-bedroom apartment in Toronto for $2,400? Tell us your secrets. That's where my brain goes, which is unwell.
No one talks about how expensive it is to live alone. I live in a big city. You all know where I live. I don't know why I'm hiding it. I live in Calgary. And rent right now for a one-bedroom is insane. I'm not even like in a nice building. We like our units. We hate the building. I say we as Alana and I, because she lives in the same building as me. And we want to move out, but the rent elsewhere is insane. Why can't I just be booed up so I'm splitting rent with someone? Like, most of these places are like $1,600 a month. And I have 2 jobs, and I can afford that, but I still don't want to pay that. This is ridiculous. I bought all this furniture by myself. I pay for my internet myself. I pay for my groceries myself. I hate it here. I hate it here.
The rent is high because you guys keep paying it. The rent is high because you guys keep paying it. People from Wisconsin, Minnesota, whatever, come to cities like New York, LA, Miami. They're willing to pay $3,000 to $4,000 for a shoebox that has no closet and no window. They complain the entire time. They don't want to get on the subway. They don't want to buy the fruits from the people off the side of the road. They're willing to pay these outlandish prices to live out their little fantasy. They leave, and they leave the rest of us to deal with the consequences of the inflated rent prices. The rent is...
Guys, it's officially day 1667 of my flipping job hunt. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Now that I finished uni for the year, the job hunt's back on, it's back started, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't have it in me. I've genuinely been stripped of all dignity I had. I don't have any dignity. Guys, I can't do it anymore, I can't. I'm gonna still try, but I genuinely can't do it anymore. I've been applying every day again. Received about 5 rejections today as per you guys. I can't do it anymore. You know, it gets to a point, yeah. I literally had an interview last week, yeah, got rejected literally the day after. It gets to a point where you have to sit back and think, maybe there's a chance that I am the problem. Because it gets to a point, yeah, where I've witnessed every single person who has been struggling to get a job with me get to their first job, and I'm still here in the trenches by myself. Anyways, by the end of this summer, just follow my journey, because I'm really gonna actually try this time. So please give me advice, please give me whatever.
So that's a video, guys. I'm just here also to share my two cents, like what I think about today's video. Okay. People are having difficulties in this world. People can't afford rent. Grocery is not even a job anymore. So I just want to talk about this. Now let's talk about food. You used to go into the store with $100 and live with bags of groceries. Now $100 gets you you what? A few fruits, some chicken, and maybe toilet paper. People are skipping meals to feed their kids, mothers mixing water with formula. And what does the government say? Inflation is cooling down, where it's not just about pricing going up, it's the emotional toll. You feel like a failure because you can't afford to eat, but it's not your fault. This failure of leadership, of policy, of priorities, the richest country in the world, and people are starving. So another thing that we can talk about, you can't even work. Here is the word dispatch. You can't even afford to work. You get a job, great, but now you need a bus or gas money, lunch every day, work clothes, childcare, and time. That job might pay you $15 an hour, but once you subtract the cost of commuting, feeding yourself, paying someone to watch your kid, you're left with nothing. Sometimes even negative, it costs more to go to work than you actually make. So what do you people do? They quit, they try side hustles, they stay at home and surviving off nothing. And society calls them lazy, but maybe people are just tired of working themselves to death for crumbs. So let's talk about the mental toll. When everything is unaffordable, you start to feel worthless. People depressed, anxious, even people want to end because life is still feels like a trap. You wake up, you go to work, come home, and still can't breathe, still can't rest. It's not laziness, it's a burnout. And the worst part, you start blaming yourself. Maybe I should have studied harder. Maybe I should have picked a different career. Maybe it's me. But it's not, it's a system. When CEOs are making $50 million and these workers can't pay rent, that's not personal. That's exploitation. So where do we go from here? First, don't suffer in silence. Talk about it. Vent, make videos, tell your story, because the more you speak, the harder it is to ignore. Second, learn digital skills. I'm not saying quit your job today, but start building an exit plan. Remote work, freelancing, UCG, AI assistance. Learn how to create value outside 9 to 5, because the job market is broken. They want to work like it's 1995, but you can't pay people like in 1975. So listen, if you're watching this video and you're struggling, you're not alone. You're not lazy. You're not crazy. This is the survival in a system that we have never designed for you to thrive. Take care of your mental health. Speak up. Get smart about money. And most of all, don't let the system make you hurt yourself. If this hit home for you, comment below and share your story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because you guys, it's crazy. And I've seen a lot of people coming on TikTok. They don't have job. They don't have money to pay rent. They don't even have money to buy groceries. And this is heartbreaking, because the bare minimum that one person just need is a job, which is very important. Once someone have a job, it's easy for them to at least pay some bills, and they can not just rely on other people. Okay, so you need to take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. And I don't know where we are going, because most of the people, their mental health is just broken, like they are not keeping up, because when you don't have money, you keep thinking what you're going to do next, how are you going to survive in this economy. That's how bad it has become. And most of the people, they don't they're not even coming out open, because they feel ashamed of doing all these things. When I do this, maybe people can think I'm lazy and all these things. And so it's okay to feel like that. It's okay to feel like a failure, but you you thought it's gonna be better, okay? And some people are being evicted from their houses. Some people are choosing to eat one meal. This is so much how it has gone so far this time. People are now thinking like, where are we going? How are we going to do all these things? Because life is not easy at this point. Like all the people are just in the same situation, and they're stuck. They believe that it's gonna be okay in this 2025, but things are getting worse. Things are getting so hard in 2025, which is crazy at this point. So yeah, so that's a video for today, guys. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take a moment also to write a comment. If you're in this situation, please take care of yourself. All I can say for now is just bye bye.